Welcome, everyone. We are at the last day of Techstar Startup Week Next Generation. We are now with Hande Aydın, and we are so excited to actually have you here. Welcome. How are you?
Great. And actually, I feel myself lucky that I'm almost at the closure of the meeting. So I hope I was following you on all over LinkedIn. So I think that it was a journey, like full of journey with a lot of good content, a lot of speakers. So everybody, I hope enjoyed all the sessions and get a lot of knowledge about what's going on and what will be going on actually. So thank you for having me here today.
Actually, for the concept of social media and the evolution of content is the name of our session. So we are really personally, I am working on digital marketing area, and I'm so happy, proud, and excited to listen the evolution of content and social media from you. So. First of all, would you like to explain a bit more about yourself, then, so that maybe we can go on with the our main topic?
Sure. My name is Hande Aydın, as you can see. I have been working on digital marketing and digital media actually for almost 10 years. My background is something very, not familiar with the topic. I'm an industrial engineer, graduated from Bilkent University, and afterwards I completed my MBA degree. Then, out of nowhere, I found myself in digital media in Nokta Media in Ankara. I started working there, and then after like 2 years time, I just came to Istanbul, and I started working as a brand strategist in Twitter in Turkey. Twitter didn't used to have an office at that time, but I was working in Genart Media, the only sales partner and exclusive sales partner of Twitter in Turkey. And I was working with like brands and agencies, and I was trying to. Twitter was new in Turkey at that time, and nobody knew what they will be doing actually in the platform, like in both organic terms, like how to tweet, or like how to build a campaign in here. So I worked like 2.5 years and working with almost like the top 100 advertisers. Then I suddenly met with data and data driven marketing. So I was so excited. I was like, I have to do this. And I came across with Somera, where I worked like 2.5 years again as a chief strategy officer. It is a social media monitoring and insight generation company. So it was like, I was so happy because since I'm an engineering background, I have an engineering background. I'm very, obsessed with Excel and, getting some pivot tables and everything else. So it was like, combining everything. So after that, after 2.5 years time, I take a little break, and then I started working as the sales director of Turkey in TikTok. Sorry, I couldn't just complete my sentence. I started working as head of sales of TikTok in Turkey for like 6 months. I can't remember the actual number, but I had a lot of meetings, brands and agencies again, just trying to describe what's TikTok, what's going on in here, because it is something very different and very unusual. We'll be talking about details in coming minutes. So I started working there, and I again, like all of the time I was speaking and talking about TikTok, how brands can utilize this platform, how they can position in that, how they can build, successful billion view campaigns in here. After 6 months time, I quit and I started working as a consultant. Now I'm a digital strategy and marketing consultant, and I'm also a trainer. I have been certified by Facebook as a lead trainer in Turkey. We are a little few people. So I'm also giving trainings about Instagram and Facebook, how brands, entrepreneurs, and everything else can position in here and can do marketing in here. In addition to that, I'm working with brands, I'm working with agencies in various fields, some of them with data-driven marketing, some of them like TikTok, some of them as a general digital strategy. I'm also doing a podcast. I'm writing articles about marketing, so it's all over me. And
Yes.
it's in very brief terms, this is me.
Well, yes. So about, I believe that when you're talking about the journey of content and social media, there we are going to hear more about you, because you've been at the maybe most of the steps, right? Exactly. So yes, it's going to be amazing. So I cannot wait to start. So would you like to start?
Sure. Actually, the reason why we are talking about evolution of social media and content today is it's something very significant. And, in during all these years, we sometimes actually forget what we have been doing and what were these platforms, and today, what do they mean and what have they converted to. So I just wanted to not mention you about like, because 20 minutes time is not enough for talking about digital marketing or everything else. So it is like actually what were the changes and what we are expecting in the future. So how can we position, and what are some of the learnings that we can take a note, and when it comes, we can consider doing that. So I want to start. Actually, I want to reflect a slide. I think there will be no problems. I just made it small. So, yeah. Actually, this is what we will be talking about, like 5 minutes time. I want to take you back to like some previous times, but not like dark ages. Don't worry about that. We will be going back to 2000, actually 4, where Facebook was founded. And this is actually, we can call it like ground zero somewhere. Actually, we have 2003 with LinkedIn, but let's start with Facebook. With it is the one of the primary social media platforms that we started using. And at that time, we were posting our pictures, we were writing some stuff, we were writing on the walls of our friends, and then brands involved, and they were also putting up some content mostly, but it was like not the content that we are seeing today. It was more of a like the t-shirt, or like the brand, or like maybe the ad content. So this is actually how it started. Then there was YouTube. When YouTube was first published, most people think that it is like mostly cat and dog videos, but then it turned out to be like it is not that actually. So we started seeing like 10 to 15 minutes tutorial videos, and afterwards brand involved in, because what the video they were accustomed to was like just video ads, but they started producing some videos, then product placement, then native content production, that sort of thing. So this is actually how it was evolving. Then there was Twitter. People like brands and everything else was writing pages and pages long of blogs, but with Twitter you were limited to 140 characters. So it was like a big shock, because everyone was saying that how will I summon everything to 140 characters. But again, both people and both brands accustomed to that, they get used to it. And there was something more: hashtags. Hashtag is as a word meaning, it is actually some sort of a title, some sort of a label, putting up all the conversation related to that under one topic. So this is how actually we introduced hashtags. Then Instagram, where photography was actually main content, not some banner or not something like this, but actually photograph of someone or something. Then there was Vine. It is 6 seconds video where stop motion was the primary feature of the platform. It was Vine didn't take too much time. It was like, I don't know, it was high for 3 or 4 months. Then there was Snapchat. People again were having prejudices against Snapchat because they were saying that, okay, why I have a photograph with bunny ears, but it was not like that. So when it comes to AR, even today, we are all mentioning and we are looking at Snapchat because they are really focusing on AR and everything. And today, when we are using Instagram, we are using stories, we are using filters, and actually Snapchat was the primary platform who came up with the idea of a story and who came up with the idea of filters.
Yeah.
Then Twitch, gaming was rising, gamers were rising, and Twitch is a platform where live broadcasting, and especially where gamers are opening up a broadcast while they're playing. And this was again a huge community and a growing community. So this is how we meet with, if you are not a gamer, this is how we met with the gamers and gamer community. Then again, we are seeing some Instagram, like, filters, stories, live broadcasts, and everything else. And this is around 2016. For a couple of years, there was nothing. There were some, platforms coming and going around. There were social dating apps and everything else, but not a major one like the ones we are seeing in here. But in 2019, there was TikTok. We can say a new kid on the block, because all of the platforms that we are mentioning in the first slide are mostly based on United States, San Francisco products. But TikTok is a Chinese product, and the platform, the algorithm, even the layout, and even the features of the platform is not something that we are accustomed to. So this is actually one of the pillars of today's content perception. We will come to that. In 2020, Instagram followed up what was going on with the TikTok. They come up with the Reels. Reels is again a very similar product to TikTok. You can put up some music, you can stop, you can start, you can fasten, you can slow the content, you can add a lot of effects and everything else. So this is how we are coming with the Reels. And this is also with the actually exposure of TikTok and Reels, we are seeing a different world of content. And in 2021, again, we were not expecting something like that, but Clubhouse just came out of nowhere. We weren't expecting that. So the rise of audio actually came on the agenda, with the podcasts, with the Clubhouse, now Twitter Spaces, and other platforms like LinkedIn. Facebook is also investing in audio. So audio is something that we should be talking about. And in 2021, again, YouTube, the long form video platform, is coming up with YouTube Shorts, which is again very similar to TikTok and Reels, a short form video platform feature actually. So let me just stop sharing so we can discuss about it. These, all the things actually show us something. As platforms evolve, content is evolving. As platforms are changing, content perception and content is changing. Today, when we look at TV commercials, for example, we are seeing all the challenges that we see on TikTok or on Reels. Or 2 years ago, if I say you that you will be watching a lot of videos where people are changing like 30 t-shirts just in 10 seconds, you will be coming and saying me that, why will I be using or watching that? But it is the case today. And as I said, even in TV commercials, for example, in Trendyol, Kenan Doğulu super campaign, we were seeing as Kenan Doğulu was walking, his shoes are changing, or he's putting up clothes like that. This is actually what we have been seeing all over TikTok and all over the Reels. So the perception and the content, production of content, consumption habits on content is changing. This is actually what the platforms are doing. So we have to very carefully watch out these trends. So Clubhouse, again, as I said, podcasts, this is something, again, giving us some hints that audio will be one of the next thing. I don't know whether it will be Clubhouse or it will be Spaces, or even if the thing that Facebook will be coming. We don't know about that, but audio is something, and new things is coming. There are some other new things coming as well. And when you are, if your main platform for marketing will be social media, or you are very based on content, actually everybody should be dependent on content. We will be coming to that, but there are some points that you should always consider, even starting from today. And one of them is mobile first experience, because it has come. Everyone was saying and shouting out, mobile will be coming in 2002. 2013, and yes, it is now it's the age of mobile. So this is one of the things that we should remember. Second one is authenticity. In Turkish, the very, when you translate it into Turkish, you lose the sense, but in English, authenticity is a very important keyword for everything. Even in all marketing activities, authenticity should be written in somewhere. Maybe you can have a post-it and post it on. So another thing is data-driven approach. Yeah, we are seeing data is the new oil, data is everything, data is the key. Yeah, data is everything, because in today's world, we are able to measure everything. So when we are doing something, we have to measure it, we have to analyze it, we have to take some lessons, maybe do it again, or maybe pivot, because it is all over there. You are seeing everything. When you are posting something, you can look at the engagement metrics. When you are trying to drive traffic to your website, you can see everything from Google Analytics. These are just very basic things. I'm not mentioning about marketing technologies, MarTech or EdTech, nothing, just very basic ones. So we should be looking at this. Another thing is, as I mentioned, audio. Another thing is experience. Because think about your daily social media consumption. You are going on Twitter, LinkedIn, etc., and you are, going all over the contents. Your friends are producing content. The brands that you are following, the platforms, the content platforms that you are following, they are all producing content. And if you are a marketing manager, or you are planning to, come up with your own brand, you are an entrepreneur, or even everything else, you have to have a marketing plan in order to do something. Like, apart from what department you are working, but you will definitely be working with marketing at that time. And if you are in here, probably you are thinking about entrepreneurship, right? So marketing is something that you should be involved. And in today's world, like, think about, as I said, your own experience. There are a lot of things. So you have to be catchy. You have to be thumb-stopping. You have to be like, creating a bond, creating an awareness. You have to stay top of the mind. When I say like this, word after word, I know it can be frustrating, but there are a lot of things that you can do. Why we are talking about this, because consumer behavior is also changing with these platforms. Think about Facebook. When it was first founded, there were some pictures, as I said, people writing all over the walls, and but now today, think about Instagram, think about Facebook. It is not what they used to be. They are like, at that time, e-commerce, for example, was something that we are just, newly starting. Now, especially with the COVID, e-commerce is, everywhere. And now we are talking about social commerce, like, over the platforms, because Facebook is working on live shopping. TikTok has already launched live shopping. Another thing is that, like, InstaShop and everything else. So this is the time where we should be talking about social commerce. In addition to that, no worries.
For 30 seconds, I think I got lost.
Okay, I was talking about social commerce actually, because e-commerce is also evolving to social commerce. Think about that. There's actually a digital anthropologue that I love his sayings, Brian Solis. He's saying that social media is not just about technology. It's also about psychology and psychology. So when you think about in these terms, it is actually very true, because on the other hand, like, just think about social media and technology pattern. Social media platforms are doing their best in order to keep the users in their platforms and not to switch to the competitors. AI algorithms or content creators, what they are doing, and they are doing their best in order to, as I said, keep me in the platform for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes time. So they, I won't be going to another one. This is about what they are doing in technology side. But on the psychology and psychology side, the actual digital user, or users, like, doing everything on digital. The digital users, actually, I think, keeping up with term, digital users are, they don't have the sales funnel that we used to have, like the traditional sales funnel. Can you keep up with me?
Yes, okay. The last traditional sales funnel you said, I remember. At the same time, yes, it's changing. I completely agree with you. I had some questions about that, but I'm gonna. Shall I?
If you can, you can. Otherwise, we are like, I can maybe talk about the sales funnels and explain a little bit, and then you can pop me up your question. What do you say?
That would be great.
Okay. So, like, the traditional sales funnel is like, it starts with the awareness, and then you move into, the sales funnel is like this. So you start with the awareness, and then there is the interest, and there is the desire, and there is the action. But in new digital sales funnel, we are talking about exposure, not awareness. We are talking about discovery, not interest. We are talking about consideration, not desire. We are talking about conversion, because when you say action, it's something else. But when you say conversion, even, following up that account is also a conversion. Going to the website is a conversion. Sending it to, maybe you won't be the target audience, but you can share it with others. So again, it is a conversion. We are redefining all these metrics, and actually digital is redefining all these metrics. And this is all about the experience users are facing in social media platforms. Because, like, as I said, you are seeing a lot of things. You have to be there, be saying something, meaning something, creating a bond, so that the user will be keeping up with you. So now I'm actually waiting for your question.
Well, at the last funnel that you mentioned, the things that we all redefine, my question actually was about the referral part. But would you like to explain it too?
Actually, since I'm not putting the diagram in here, I didn't want to mention about it. But actually, referral part is now, again, it's still there, but it has a new naming. Yeah, but it is also changing forms. Before that, referral was something like, if you invite your friend, we will give you 5%, something like this. In this case, actually, it is not sometimes like very, with numbers, but it's kind of a sense of a feeling. For example, I'm purchasing something from a brand, and when I'm opening the box, or when I'm wearing it, I put a story mentioning the brand. And the brand, which has like, I don't know, maybe 50,000 followers, I don't know, 100 followers, yeah, or more, the repost. So it is something that you are connecting an emotional bonding. So this is one of the beneficiaries. Another thing is, again, I think it is again beneficial on the brand side, but like people are sharing, again, this brand did that, I love it, this is amazing, that type of stuff. So we are actually all ambassadors of brands. This is very, I know this is very, this, when we say like that, maybe it can sound, I don't know, not nice, but actually it's something nice, because you are expressing yourself with something. And especially when we do this, we are working with entrepreneurs, because it is not like you don't put a lot of big brands, but when there's a value added in there, you want to share it. So this is something else. But in the referral stuff, again, there are some not referral but personal benefits, like today, this time, that type of thing. These are mostly actually popular nowadays.
So can we say that, just to clarify for the audience and the people who are going to listen it later or watch it, so can we say that the funnel is not some sort of like a stairway, but rather than you focus on a specific part of it? Because for example, at the first part, we actually, I remember that we are trying to make a customer into the last stage, but for now, if we want engagement, we are focusing on the engagement. So
No,
it's not something step by step.
Actually, it is still the same. When you are trying to find right people and put right people into the funnel, this is how we do. This is why we do the targeting. Why we are creating personas, in order to find the right people and attract right people, so we will have a healthy funnel. Otherwise, it can be like this, or it can be like this. We don't want something like that. We want a healthy funnel. So actually, this first step is again the same, but it was awareness. Now it's exposure, because what we are doing is we are trying to reach as much as possible we can, like with people, with our customers, with advertising, with content creation, with influencer marketing, and everything else. This is the reason why the change, actually the word has changed. And in the second phase, there used to be interest, because in interest phase, you are saying that, what's more? Should I go into that type of, this is actually that's at that stage of the funnel, we are thinking about this now, discovery, because platforms are providing a sense of discovery session. For example, Instagram, when you make a division between stories and posts, actually, posts are for discovery of a brand or discovery of a new product. This is from a study done by Facebook. So it is not saying that type of feelings. Or when you are watching TikTok, you see something and you say, what is this? So this is all about discovering new things, discovering new influencers, discovering new brands, discovering new products, discovering new type of contents and content creators. This list can go on. So the experience has changed. Experience is a very important word in marketing. So again, the consideration, like you are thinking, you don't buy it immediately, but what you do is you save, you bookmark, you follow. So again, the action has changed. This is the reason why the sales funnel has changed. So you don't buy it immediately, or you don't put it in your basket, but what you do is you, as I said, you save, you follow, you send it to a friend, or like,
Yeah.
or you take a screenshot.
Screenshots. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I yes.
yeah, this is why our behavior has changed, so the funnel has changed.
You know, so sorry, while you're talking, I kind of have a feeling that I am taking some course from LinkedIn Learning, and I have a instant urge to find my pencil and take notes because yes, it's been a great session. I recommend everyone to watch it. Just I really wanted to have a real little parenthesis so that you can move on.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. So I like talking. So this is actually why I have been giving some training. And so let's. I want to actually summarize and create some learnings. When you are doing something like, as I said, you are an entrepreneur, or even you can sell your stuff, some that your mother is producing, is also a type of a business. But what you need is marketing. Don't start with saying that, okay, I will put it on social media. This is not a strategy. This is not a marketing strategy. This is not a plan. You have to have a plan. What you have to do is you have to find your target audience, and then you should go deep and find out where you can find these target audience, on which platforms, how you can take their attention, create a bond, what type of content you should deliver, what should be your core values, what should you be mentioning about to them. Because, like, again, please imagine yourself going over your feed in another platform. Is it possible for a brand which is starting, or even not starting, even still today, do you think that it is possible posting 3 times a week and sharing one video on any social media platform can be a marketing strategy today? I don't think so. And can it be a content strategy? No. Can it be a social media strategy? No. The time has changed. The father of modern marketing, Seth Godin, just made I think very recently said that content marketing is the only marketing left. So we have to produce content. We have to produce different blogs. We have to produce audio. We have to produce image. We have to produce like video and everything. If you cannot do, please find someone who can do it for you. You don't have to make a podcast. You can sponsor a podcast. You don't have to sponsor the most listened podcast. You can start small. You can measure. You can analyze. And afterwards, if it works for you, now you can sponsor 3 or 4 podcasts, or even a bigger podcast to reach more people. Just making it up. But what should be your list of agenda and list of steps? Please consider all those. Putting it on social media and doing advertising in order to reach audience is not a marketing strategy, because people will go there, will see nothing, no follow, traffic, no login, no download, and etc., etc. So I think I have mentioned a lot of important topics. So hope everybody
Yes.
everyone enjoyed and derive some lessons. I don't know. You can reach me up on LinkedIn or Instagram if you like. So thank you for having me here on this Friday night. Okay. I think I will close up myself. Okay.
Well, so sorry. I disappeared for a second. I don't know what happened. For the first time in 5 days, I am having some internet connection problems. So yes, so sorry.
No worries, no worries. There's nothing to be sorry.
Yes, anyone who is
I think Ege, you want to say something, but we cannot hear you. Ege, we cannot hear you.
hello. We just couldn't even make a good closure. I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries. I was saying Ege, but no worries. So
Yeah,
let's
okay.
make in order to eliminate all the problems.
Exactly. So happy to have you again. Thank you so much. I recommend everyone strongly to follow her from Instagram, from LinkedIn, especially because your work is really priceless. Your contributions and your sharings are seriously priceless because whatever you say, I kind of have millions of questions in my head to answer, which is really good because thank you again for everything.
Thank you for having me here. As I said, I think everyone, I hope everyone joined our discussion and our what we have been talking. Please pay attention to that, guys. This is important, and this is actually what you have to be dealing with in the future. So, have a nice evening.
Yeah, you too. Have a nice evening and a weekend ahead. Take care.
Sure. Bye bye.